What's good, y'all? Shout out to the boxing world. I want to speak on the aftermath of the Lomachenko Devin Haney fight. First off, congrats to Devin Haney for the win. A lot of people have different thoughts and opinions about whether or not Devin Haney deserved the unanimous decision and or if Lomachenko was robbed. I mean, both sides can make a decent argument. One side is saying Devin Haney won that all the way clearly, and then there's the other side is saying Lomachenko was robbed and Lomachenko should have won that, or it should at least been a split decision win for him, or at the worst, a draw between both. I would have been okay if it was a draw between both. But, you know, when you go back and look at it, you can kind of see it both ways. You can see how they could have gave the decision to Devin Haney, and you can kind of see how the judges could have went Lomachenko's direction. But despite that, the result is the result. The end result is the end result. But with that being said, I still feel like the black community and black boxers in general, they need to represent themselves a little bit better. You know, despite Devin Haney being victorious in this fight against Lomachenko, I still feel like he didn't show class nor respect to this man prior to them fighting. In my last video I had made about this, I spoke on Devin Haney pushing Lomachenko, and a lot of bloggers and people from our community was already making excuses, and their grand excuse was he's selling the fight. But for the life of me, I can't understand why we have to sell something to people that misrepresents us or puts us in a negative or bad light. You know, I mean, like, how hypocritical is it when our people are trying to speak on our behalf and say, you know, we need to do this and do that, and trying to hold, you know, it's like there's certain people that try to act like they hold our own community accountable for certain things, but then when it comes to someone they like or a sport they like, they're okay with a violent act of some sort, just as long as it favors the person that they like. And we see why Devin Haney, now prior to the build-up of the Lomachenko fight, or prior to the push, the shove that Devin Haney did towards Lomachenko, Devin Haney was probably already deemed as a villain. And I got a video from weeks back where I kind of was revealing how I think it was ESPN or somebody, whoever's the pound for pound rankings, they had Shakur Stevenson above Devin Haney, and I wasn't feeling that. I was asking, how is it that Devin Haney is undisputed and they have Shakur Stevenson ranked above him? So I already felt like Devin Haney wasn't getting the respect he deserved prior to that, to the Lomachenko fight. But I lost a lot of respect for Devin Haney after he pushed Lomachenko the way he did, because Lomachenko did nothing to him. He didn't threaten him. He didn't make a threatening gesture towards him. He didn't blow in his face like Lance Stevenson. He didn't spit in his face. What he did was totally uncalled for and unnecessary. And it is a lot of these black bloggers and black people with channels, they smooth defended it. Their reply was, "Hey man, he's selling the fight, dog. Yeah, that's ratings." And this is what I don't respect about a lot of y'all out there. It don't have just forget the fight in general. My thing is, let's stop trying to be on code for certain things that certain people do that we like. And why don't we be on code for what is right? For speaking out for things that are right and things that are wrong. You know, I would be an idiot to try to defend Devin Haney for doing what he did, knowing that if it was the other way around, and if Lomachenko pushed Devin Haney, the whole black boxing community will be in an uproar, losing their damn minds. Saying, Lomachenko, man, that's dirty, man. That was unnecessary. He shouldn't have did that. He racist, man. Yeah, it seemed like in the boxing community now, more black bloggers and black media people, or just people with channels, they're making it more about race now, rather than Caucasians and other people and Hispanics. So it's like, look, how do we expect other people to respect us when we are not even respecting our own selves? We're not even respecting each other. You know, all y'all know without a doubt that what Devin Haney did was wrong to Lomachenko. It was uncalled for. But because y'all don't like Lomachenko, and because Devin Haney is one of y'all's favorites, y'all okay with it. Y'all making excuses for it. And that right there, I can't rock with. I can't rock with hypocritical Negroes who will make excuses for disrespectful things that a young black fighter would do. So y'all would ignore something that is just totally uncalled for that a black fighter would do. But then we'll turn around and speak out against a non-black fighter who might not even do what Devin Haney did, which is it's like a violent act in a way. You know, it could have went way worse than that. It could have got way worse than that. It could have went way more south than that. But while we're making excuses as a black community, while we're making excuses for Devin Haney and what he did, if it was the other way around, and if Lomachenko pushed Devin Haney for no reason, just like Devin Haney pushed Lomachenko for no reason, I don't think you guys would just be this cool. I don't think y'all be taking up for Lomachenko. I don't think would y'all have the same energy? Would y'all be like, well, hey, Lomachenko, he's selling the fight. Lomachenko's selling the fight, man. Ratings. Don't fucking look at my video and lie to yourself and say, no, I'll keep the same energy. I'll be saying the same thing for Lomachenko. No, you wouldn't. You're a liar. If you're saying that you would keep the same energy, you would say the same thing. So don't come on my video trolling for nothing. Because I'll expose your dumb ass. You know? I stand on truth. I stand on what's real and what's right. And another thing. As a black man, you got to ask yourself, do you know, have you done the research on, I'm not talking about the African origins of Islam. I'm talking about Islam of today. All of these black folks that are Muslims and claim Allah, Allahu Akbar. You niggas are worshiping Arabs. Arabs invaded Africa. Just like Europeans invaded Africa, the Arabs invaded Egypt first. The African origins of Islam came out of Egypt. Probably originally Ethiopia. The cradle of humanity. But what a lot of you goofies don't realize is when Arabs invaded, they needed something to identify with. Just like the Europeans, when they invaded Africa, they needed something to identify with. No other nation of people besides the indigenous race or races had a culture and an identity until they were going to the great school of Luxor in Egypt. And they were learning all this stuff. And then they began to create their religion after they invaded. Christianity, they took the cross off the pyramids. The cross was already in Egypt, already in Africa, already in temples and tombs, already. So the cross did not represent Christianity. It don't have nothing to do with no Christ, no Jesus, no nothing. This was way before the Christianity and this Jesus crap that y'all believe in was even existing. Was even existent. It don't have nothing to do with no man dying on no cross for nobody's sins. Why don't you look up, I don't even have to explain it to you. Look up the real definition of the cross, what the cross really represents. Before outsiders put their dirty hands on it and they turn it into their own corrupt religion. So when I see Bill Haney and Devin Haney talking about, I want to thank Allah, you basically just saying, you think, you're basically, in my eyes, you're thinking you're Arab master. The Arab invaders, the people who were responsible, partly, but majorly responsible for why Africa was dismantled and why the black community is in the situation they're in right now. Y'all think it's all just white folks. It wasn't just all white folks. It was Arab people too. But I wonder if Allah was happy. Did he have a smile on his face when Devin Haney pushed Lomachenko like that? Allahu Akbar. Was Allah pleased with the behavior of Devin Haney when he did that to Lomachenko? Another man who was working hard just as hard as him just to get to a certain level so he can compete at a high level. You would think, because Lomachenko is pretty much Devin Haney's elder, he would have had a little more respect towards him. It don't matter what his race is. Y'all goofy. And some of y'all was saying, well, man, Tank been doing it. When Tank did it, nobody said nothing. When so-and-so did it, nobody said nothing. What the hell they got to do with anything? Who condoned that? At least when Tank did it, he did it because Rolly Romero was kind of just got right in front of his face, put his arm in his face, and tried to flex in front of him to where he was like, nigga, get out my face, bruh. When Lomachenko and Devin Haney faced off, they were just face to face. Devin Haney, Lomachenko didn't get in front of him and flex in front of him and kind of like block his view. I don't get it, man. The black community is hypocrites, man. This is why I don't respect some of y'all, because y'all say one thing and then y'all contradicted what y'all say, and based on how y'all react to someone that is of y'all's community and y'all's shade. Hey, man, y'all better get y'all some help, bro. Because this ain't no feeling, this ain't no emotion to this shit. It's just being real about it. If you can't handle the truth, get out the kitchen, man. Idiots.